Welcome to another adventure of the Best of Quest. We're doing a video shoot here for the EPICurean Delight award-winning entree that we produced for Epic Sports Restaurant. My name is Mike Thornton. I'm the chef of Epic, and we'll go ahead and get started with this dish right now. So at Epic Sports Restaurant, we won first place best entree at this year's 2013 EPICurean Delight. We won it with an applewood smoked local steelhead, a fingerling potato and wild arugula salad with a warm shiitake vinaigrette. We're going to start by taking our local steelhead. Steelhead is a member of the trout family. They do similar to what a salmon would do by running out to the ocean from the rivers, and then they come back in, which gives them a little higher fat content and more flavor as opposed to just a typical rainbow trout. This right here is average size steelhead. We're getting these out of Omak, Washington. Actually, Colville Tribe is the one that's producing these for us, so it's tribal enterprise. We'll start with this whole fish. This is how you buy it at the grocery store, unless you can find fillets. We'll start by breaking this fish down. We're gonna go right behind its gill plate here. A nice sharp knife. I like to use a slicing knife. We're gonna cut right into it, around the fin, right down to the backbone. When you hit the backbone of the fish, you're gonna turn your knife 90 degrees and follow the backbone down all the way to the tail, okay? That's gonna give you a nice start to your fillet. Next step to this is going to be to remove the rib bones. You'll see those, you feel them right there. You're going to take your knife and go right underneath the rib bones. Cutting right off. Trying not to cut too much meat. Then when you get down to the belly, you're just going to slice it off like that. Okay, so we're getting a little nicer looking fillet. All right, next step to the process for our steelhead is going to be to remove the skin. To do that, we're going to take the same knife, slicing nice and sharp, go in at the tail side and cut down till you hit the skin. Turn your knife on a 90-degree angle again and follow the skin all the way down. Should all be left with just the skin, very little meat, and that gets thrown away. Now, in all fin fish, freshwater, there's a row of bones that run down the middle called pin bones. You need to remove those or you'll have a choking hazard at that point. So that'll be our next step to this process. We'll go ahead and remove those. If you run your hand down the fillet, you'll feel the bones kind of stick up a little bit. You'll pull them out one at a time. Okay, once we get to the end and we get the last of the bones out, you see there are little fine bones that stick right inside the flesh of the fish. Our fish is ready for the smoker at this point. We cold smoke our fish with applewood for about 15 minutes. We're smoking it to impart the flavor, not to cook the fish. So we still want the fish to be nice and raw and just have a nice smoky touch to it. While our fish is smoking, we'll go ahead and get started on the first step of the potato salad that we'll be doing. Today we're using a fingerling potato. These are local from a local farm, Jackson Farm in Spokane Valley. What we're gonna do with these potatoes is we're just gonna quarter them. Get a bunch quartered up for the dish. And then we're going to steam these or boil these potatoes until they're fork tender. You want them still intact, not falling apart, so that when we go to roast them later on, you have a nice fingerling potato that's holding its shape with the flavors we're looking for. So we've taken our Jackson Farm fingerling potatoes. We've taken these potatoes and cut them into quarters so that we can blanch them either by boiling water or in a steamer. So that we can get those ready to go roasting. All right, now that our fingerling potatoes have come out of the steamer, we're gonna go ahead and put together the warm fingerling potato salad with the wild arugula. We're gonna start with a hot saute pan, a little bit of oil. We're gonna add our blanched fingerling potatoes straight to this saute pan. Get a little bit of color on them. We're gonna season these with a little cracked black pepper and sea salt. So we'll take our potatoes after we've added the garlic and we're gonna go straight into the oven to make sure they're hot all the way through. We're going to start our warm bacon and shiitake mushroom vinaigrette, which is the dressing for the roasted fingerling and wild arugula salad. We're going to start that dressing by taking some thick sliced bacon. Any bacon will work. We're using the applewood smoked bacon here. We're going to small dice this bacon up, keeping the cuts fairly uniform so that it cooks evenly. We're going to take this diced bacon, we're going to put it in a small sauce pot over medium heat. Adding our bacon to the sauce pot. We want to render this bacon down, which means we're going to cook the fat out of it and crispen it up a little bit. While our bacon's rendering down, we're going to take some fresh shiitake mushrooms. You want to make sure on shiitake mushrooms it's remove the stem 100%. The stem is an inedible portion of the mushroom. We're just going to slice these nice and fine, and then we'll add those to the bacon that we've cooked down. It's on the stove. So we'll take our sliced shiitake mushrooms straight to our pot that has our bacon that's been cooking. All right, to our bacon and shiitake mushrooms we have going on the stove, we're going to add some chopped garlic, about 2 tablespoons. Also going to add some apple cider vinegar, seasoned rice wine vinegar, and some light brown sugar. We'll season this pot up with a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper and some sea salt. We're gonna let this cook for 5 or 10 minutes and let the flavors all come together. We'll be glazing our smoked steelhead with a pure maple syrup glaze, which has 3 ingredients in it. We're using a pure maple syrup, a grade A. We have a little bit of molasses and then also soy sauce. We're going to combine these 3 ingredients together, save them for later, and then when we sear our fish, it'll be the baste and glaze that goes over the fish. Our steelhead's out of the smoker now. We're going to cut it into portions so we can build this dish and get it seared. I like to cut the steelhead for an entree size portion into about 6-ounce portions. Just cut them into here, like so. We're going to season it with sea salt and fresh cracked black pepper. Make sure and season the fish on both sides. Now that our fish is seasoned, we're going to take it over and sear it in our hot saute pan. Okay, we've got a medium-sized saute pan over medium heat right now. We're going to add a little oil to the pan. Key to cooking fish in saute pan is making sure that your oil is nice and hot. Once our oil is hot, we're going to bring our seasoned steelhead portions over. Place them directly into the pan. We're going to let this fish go for 2 or 3 minutes on one side, get a nice golden brown crust on it before we flip it. Our steelhead's been cooking on medium-high heat for about 2 or 3 minutes now. Should be nice golden brown sear on it. We're going to flip this fish over. We're going to spoon our pure maple syrup glaze over the steelhead that we've just flipped. We're going to let that fish absorb some of that glaze to give it that nice maple flavor. Our potatoes have been in the oven for a couple minutes now. Should be hot all the way through. We're going to take them out, get them back on the stove. We're going to go ahead and assemble our wild arugula and roasted fingerling potato salad. Right here we have wild arugula. It's a baby variety. We're going to add that right to our pan. We'll take our warm shiitake mushroom vinaigrette as a dressing for this. Add that right in like so. I'm going to give it a quick toss to combine. There's our warm fingerling potato and wild arugula salad. Simply put all together with our French fried onions and balsamic reduction, here's a 2013 EPICurean Delight award-winning entree of smoked steelhead. Come on into Epic Sports Restaurant and enjoy this dish with us.